Welcome to Court TV on Crestview Community TV. I'm Ryan Hardy, your Crestview Community TV legal analyst, and today you're watching Docket Day. Now, Docket Day, last year and in previous years, it was the biggest court date. Now we've added a court date with pretrial conference happening the week before Docket Day, so Docket Day has shrunk down and gotten somewhat smaller. However, you're still going to see defendants who maybe have been in court for the first time. Maybe their appearance was waived at pretrial conference, which we spoke about in that video. But when someone's called to the podium, you're going to see, again, one of a few things can happen. They can enter a plea. At that point, the case would be over, and they'll get sentenced either today, live on Crestview Community TV, or they'll get sentenced in a sentencing hearing down the road on one of those miscellaneous dates that we'll talk about in another video. They could also ask to continue the case. At that point, it would get set to another cycle 6 weeks down the road. The last thing they could do is they could announce ready for trial. And that means, hey, we're ready, when we're going to send this case to a court date called jury review. And then from that point, the case will get sent to a jury trial. And I know that's what we all really, really love to see. Those obviously are rare. They don't happen a lot. But we all get excited when we hear that, ready for trial.
De su salud, él está pidiendo retirarse como el abogado en el caso.
And I do grant that motion to withdraw.
Y el juez sí está permitiéndolo retirarse como el abogado.
Do you wish for me to appoint the public defender if you qualify financially?
¿Quiere que el juez le da el abogado público si usted califica?
No, porque él se le ha pagado, mi abogado se le ha pagado. Yo sé que un abogado público no me va a defender como un abogado pagado.
He would prefer to hire a lawyer, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, then I'm going to continue your case until May 13th. If your attorney wants to set a hearing before that date, then I'll see you then.
Okay. Él dice que va a poner what was that date again, Your Honor?
May
I apologize.
13th.
Va a poner la nueva fecha de corte del 13 de mayo y tiene hasta entonces para buscar otro abogado.
Pero yo tengo que buscarlos. O sea que tengo que pagar otro aparte del que te he pagado.
He's asking, well, I don't think he understood. Your Honor. He basically said, you mean I have to pay another lawyer? I already paid for a lawyer.
I understand. Mr. Arrowwood stated that he thought that he had another attorney, Ms. Bytel, that was going to represent you. If Ms. Bytel shows up this morning, I will get her to come. But Mr. Patel. Oh, Mr. Patel, not Bytel.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Patel. Come on up. Thank you.
Backbone Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I was told is that Mr. Patel is not able to help your client, Mr. Hernandez.
Que el otro abogado que él estaba pensando que iba a ayudar no puede ayudar. Entonces, usted sí va o aceptar el defensor público o contratar otro abogado.
¿Y qué pasará con mi dinero que
He said, what will happen with the money that I paid?
It's going to be returned, Judge. I told the family that.
Okay, él va a regresar el dinero y él ya dijo a la familia que él va a regresar el dinero.
que, como le digo, yo no sé cómo hacerlo porque sé que un abogado público no me va a defender como me pagaba.
He said, I'm not really sure what to do. I know that it'd be better to hire private counsel.
Okay.
¿Por qué no me lo dijo antes? Porque me está diciendo que ahora es casi demasiado tiempo, en 3 meses casi.
So why didn't anyone tell me this before? It's been almost 3 months.
Ya es tiempo
Mr.
perdido
Arrowood,
porque yo tengo
when
todas
will
las pruebas que
Mr.
estoy
Hernandez
diciendo.
get his money back?
Hopefully this week, Judge. Well, actually, as soon as you sign the order.
Dice cuándo va a regresar el dinero y él dice probablemente esta semana va a regresar el
So,
dinero.
Mr. Arrowood, if you'll get me the order, if you'll get it to me today, or as soon as you get it to me, I'll sign it.
El momento en que recibe el orden para retirar del caso, el juez va a firmarlo y él va a regresar el dinero.
Mr. Hernandez, how about if I see you on Thursday and we'll see where we are?
¿Cómo le parece que nos vemos el jueves y vemos qué hacemos?
Y él me puede entonces ayudar a conseguir otro abogado.
He said, okay, can he help me get another lawyer?
I think he's been trying to. Mr. Arrowood, will you
El-
continue to try to find another attorney for Mr. Hernandez?
El juez piensa que él está intentando y preguntó si él va a seguir
Yes,
intentando
sir.
ayudar.
I'm trying to find somebody.
Sí, señor Ian, estoy tratando de ayudar, de encontrar a alguien.
Thank you, sir. I'll see you on Thursday.
Gracias, nos vemos el jueves.
Otra pregunta.
One more question.
El otro día yo le dije que yo tengo un problema, que
Di-
yo
Okay.
tengo un problema, que necesito una inyección. Llevo 3 meses ahí mismo y no me ha puesto la inyección.
He said, the other day I mentioned that I have a health problem and that I need some type of shot, and that it's been 3 months and I haven't been able to get this medical shot that I need at the jail.
Yo todos los días tengo que sufrir en las noches.
Every day I'm suffering at the jail.
Okay, I do remember you stating that at that hearing.
Sí recuerdo que usted dijo esto en la audiencia.
I will see you on Thursday.
Nos vemos el jueves.
Thank you.
Entonces conmigo.
Mr. McCaviges, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Mr. McCaviges, do you have folks in the gallery?
I don't, Your Honor.
Okay. Rachel, do you have any of Mr. McCaviges?
Have any more of those attorneys here yet?
Okay. Okay, so then it's the private attorneys that have clients that are in the gallery. If you have any folks in the gallery, if you'll come to the lectern. Mr. Rare. Or Mr. Flowers.
Your Honor, I do. Is that what your request was, Your Honor, if we have clients in the gallery?
Yes, sir.
I do, Judge. Marquise Dewberry. Mr. Dewberry is with us this morning, Your Honor. Judge, in speaking with Mr. Gomez, we anticipated, I think,
Come on up, Mr. Newberry.
okay. Yeah, Mr. Dewberry is present, Judge. We had anticipated given the nature and severity of the allegations, setting this for next cycle, understanding it would be the last time that this court would be hearing us make a request to continue the case.
Yes, sir.
So with the court's permission, that's what we're asking.
Okay. Mr. Dewberry, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, another person in the gallery is Gaston Ward. I had this matter with Mr. Snell.
Mr. Ward, if you'll come to the lectern.
Judge, in defense of the state, they are looking at requests that have been furnished from the alleged victims to not go forward in this matter, and I think he needs to look at it further. I'm not speaking for the state, but in my discussions with Mr. Snell, I believe that's the position he is in. Judge, we are fine with even asking for a continuance. We've asked for one before, but to give the state the opportunity to do what I think he, in good faith, needs to do.
Okay.
That's what we had talked about, I think, David.
Mr. Ward, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll see you back here on May 13th. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flowers.
Okay. Judge, I do have one more matter, and my client is Schaefer, and that's with Mr. Snell. And in that case, I think we just need to set it for next cycle and to try the matter. Kelly Schaefer's in South Florida. If there's, I think there's a waiver. Don't hold me to that, please, Your Honor. that is my belief of appearance today. Is that, I think that's what we talked about, David.
We're gonna try Schaefer next cycle?
Yeah, if it has to be tried, we hope not, Your Honor.
Oh, I didn't know, I thought that's what you were saying.
Yes, sir, it was.
So I've got trial next time, and
A trial or
Mr.
otherwise, yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Schaefer's stayed in touch with you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, sir, then I'll see you on May 13th.
And Judge, those are the matters I have. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Flowers. Mr. Rare? You have to look behind you to make sure you're not going to get run over.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So in order of who I've got here, present judge, Joseph Rogers is first I'll call. All our cases under Lupella and Rare have been to the L's.
Okay.
Mr. Rogers is present and approaching judge. We're currently set for trial. For today's purposes, we like to leave it set.
Okay. So, you're going to come back on Thursday. We'll figure out how many you want for the veneer. Jury instructions, if y'all can start working on those now. Proposed verdict forms, if you can get me that homework before Thursday, that'd be good. Also, for everyone, know that we can still have criminal jury trials a week from today, but I would suggest that you have ones that have 22, not huge numbers, because the jury assembly room is being used by Judge Ketchel on Monday the 25th. So it's just that one day. We can still put them in jury in courtrooms and do different things, but I wouldn't set up a bunch of folks for the veneer on Monday. Also be aware that March 29th, yes, that March 29th is a holiday. Okay. So, Mr. Rogers, I'll see you on Thursday at 9 o'clock, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, next I've got is Mr. Michael Usher. Mr. Usher is present and approaching.
Hello, Mr. Usher.
Hello again, sir.
And Judge, again, as of this time, we're leaving this set for trial.
Okay. Mr. Usher, so thank you for dressing up for court. I'll see you back here Thursday at 9. We'll be talking about when it's going to be tried next week or the week after that. So I've got homework to do. Thank you, sir.
And Judge, I do have a few other on the docket. I don't have clients present. Can I take those as I'm here now?
Sir.
Next I've got Judge is Blake McElroy, first on my list. Judge, we've reached a PTI agreement with the state. My understanding is we'll receive the hard copy of that tomorrow to file. If we want to leave that set for your pre-trial for a control date, it should fall off by then.
Okay, yes, sir.
Next judge I've got is Juan Trujillo.
Okay, what happened to Gary Maxwell?
Gary Maxwell, Judge, I checked, he fell off the docket. He was a PTI that got filed on Friday.
Good, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. And for the court's record, he was here, and I released him earlier because it get filed.
Super.
Next I have Judge Juan Trujillo, and that is one I spoke with Mr. Snell last week about. It's my understanding the state was planning to dismiss this case and relinquish jurisdiction back to the military for this matter.
We'll file the appropriate paperwork.
Okay, so you're going to do that before Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. State will dismiss. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Next judge I've got, last on my list, is Kamila Yasimova. It may have been e-filed already, but we got a deferred prosecution agreement. If I could approach Madam Clerk.
Thank you, yes, sir. Right.
Marissa Starachi, and Judge, I'm probably going to hold back for her. She is present today, but I want to speak with Mr. Snell before we end court today.
Okay.
So I'll just wait back in line.
Let me know when you're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you. Private counsel with clients in the gallery? Yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
May it please the court, Brad Stewart, present judge. The first client I have is Jinhui Lee, L.I., judge. When we last left this case, we set it for trial as the state was unable to find two critical witnesses. It appears as though they found one of the two. We've taken the liberty of setting a deposition on April the 10th, Judge. I do need to continue this case so that we can perfect that. Judge, I'm covering for Mr. Bo Powell on a co-defendant, also last name Gong, G-O-N-G, first name Ji Chow.
Okay.
That's correct, Your Honor. Just for the court's awareness, I actually went out with my investigator personally when I left court early on Thursday and met with this witness and expressed the importance via the language line. There is a translation issue, but I expressed the importance of keeping contact with her. We have an updated address. We're going to have Mr. Stewart serve this, on our office, and we're going to serve her. We'd like to keep her address confidential. However, I have had personal contact with the witness that forms the basis of a lot of our case, and so we have already set those depots, and we will be moving forward towards a resolution next cycle, whether via trial or.
Okay. Okay, so it's continued. And then the co-defendant was who?
Judge, it's Ji Chao Gong, last name Gong, G-O-N-G.
And represented by who?
Mr. Powell.
Thank you. Yes, sir. So it's continued also.
And what date was that, Judge? I apologize. 5/13? Your Honor, Mr. Powell also has Eric Pageant, P-A-D-G-E-T-T,
Yes,
on the
sir.
docket. He has, Mr. Pageant is present
Mr. Pageant?
and approaching. Judge, he does have depositions on this case set for May the 10th, and he is asking for continuance.
Okay, any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor. We do have this depot scheduled.
Mr. Pageant, I'll see you on May 13th at 9.
May 13th.
May 13th, yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Morning,
so
Your Honor.
that Teresa came in, is there anybody in the gallery that needs an interpreter? Good morning, ma'am. Any of the attorneys?
Judge Ward, the first appearance via Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, is there anybody in, that you have in the back that needs an interpreter, Rachel? Teresa, we just don't have all the inmates. They're transporting them piecemeal. And so we just have the first 15 or so. Okay, yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have one client here in person, Mark Secundi. Mr. Secundi? 23 CF 1956. Your Honor, we do have a plea agreement worked out. The controlled substance is going to enter the PTI. The DUI is going to be amended to reckless driving. However, we do not have the actual PTI contract yet. Mr. Snell and I discussed this before court. Our thought was to set him for court on Thursday to resolve both of his cases, and it certainly will be a resolution. Mark Secundi.
Okay. So you want to continue it, or?
If we could just set it for Thursday, Your Honor, we just need to get the PTI contract, and we're ready to get this resolved.
Mr. Secundi, I'll see you on Thursday, okay, at 9.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right,
Mr.
we'll call you
Secundi,
soon.
as I, Mr. Secundi, hold on one second. As I saw, when I said I'll see you Thursday, your eyes kind of shot to the left like, I have to come back again. If Mr. Secundi signs all the paperwork, then he doesn't need to be here, right?
You're correct, Your Honor. One of the last things Mr. Snell and I need to work out is whether it's a PTI with or without a plea. So at this, and I'll certainly get in contact with you.
Stay in touch with Mr. Garrett, and if he says you don't have to be here, you don't have to be here, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Cool. Your Honor, I have 4 other cases on the docket. Should I call those now, or?
If, are they in the gallery?
No, Your Honor.
Has their appearance been waived? Are they inmates? I'm trying to.
They're not inmates. A few of them, I got a couple of resolutions, and then set for plea or continue for status.
Sure. If you've got them in the gallery or they aren't here, let's go ahead and take
Okay. Your Honor, Chris Garrett on behalf of Ryan Martin, 23 CF 543. I have a plea and sentencing agreement here, if I may approach.
Yes, sir. Is it to a misdemeanor? Thank you. Okay. Yes, sir. Who's next?
Then, Your Honor, Chris Garrett on behalf, regarding Ryan Martin, Your Honor, since he's supervised by JCS, does he need to contact JCS?
Yes, sir.
Okay, within 24 hours, 48 hours, or?
Within 24 hours. Yes.
Within 24. And then Chris Garrett on behalf of Felincita Mickelson, 23 CF 1377. Your Honor, this case was set for plea or continue to see if the state and I could come to an agreement about the restitution. We were already scheduled for a deposition on April 26th. We'd ask for a continuance to just go ahead and get that deposition completed.
Yes, sir. That's granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And what would be that court date, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
May 13th.
5/13. And then Chris Garrett on behalf of Amanda Tyndall, 23 CF 1114. I have a pretrial intervention agreement here, Your Honor. It is without a plea, if I may approach.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, she lives out of the area, so should we just send that to probation? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Can't just hand it to probation in the first row?
It has to be Zeta Varese,
Okay.
who's the PTI administrator.
Okay, cool, thank you. I guess, Your Honor, if we could, continue her case, but I'm planning to get this resolved in the next few days.
Yes, sir. We'll just set it for May 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor. And then finally, Chris Garrett on behalf of John Welchel, 22 CF 2633. We provided the signed plea and sentencing agreement for an amended charge of reckless driving to the state a while ago, like in January. Not sure. Okay. Your Honor, if I may approach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Your Honor, the plea and sentencing agreement does address the citation.
Good. Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. We provided the PTI to Zeta Veris already. I guess, yeah.
Good.
How it works. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Koch?
Your Honor, I have one Spanish-speaking client, if I may call. This is Mr. Hugo Racino Sanchez, last name Racino Sanchez.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Do you swear or affirm that you make an accurate and complete impartial interpretation of the Spanish language to the English language and vice versa relative to the cause under consideration before the court?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. My office was appointed on March 11th, and it was set for today. I'm requesting a continuance to the May 13th docket, and I'm going to provide my client with my card and instruct him to make an appointment before that next pretrial date of May 13th.
Do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Stay in touch with Mr. Koch.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I gotta make an appointment with you.
Ms. Jacob, you need Teresa?
I do not, Your Honor, but I have two that are in the gallery.
Okay. Does anyone else need an interpreter? It's in the gallery.
¿Hay alguien más que necesita intérprete en español?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Jacob.
Your Honor, if I may just call a couple that I have that are resolved. Jessica Ramsey first, that's 23 CF 2744. Miss Ramsey? I know she's here, Judge. I can't see through all the traffic, but I know she's on her way up here. She has a cane, Your Honor. She's got injury. She will be going into the PTI program, Your Honor. We just need to provide her with a signed copy to take to probation. And Your Honor, that if we could just continue the underlying case to May 13th, and I believe she's going to go ahead and go get signed up today.
Ms. Ramsey,
How you doing,
I wish you
Judge?
the best in pretrial. If you successfully complete that, what happens to your case?
It gets dismissed.
Right. So
Thank you.
worth your effort, right? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Don't lose this copy. This is the signed copy that Ms. Varese is going to need from you, okay?
Okay.
So you can take all of these with you, so you'll have extra copies, okay?
Okay.
But just don't lose it, and
Give
keep that,
this
give that to her.
I'll give that to her.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Ramsey.
Have gone.
Your Honor, if I could call Kyle Shields. Mr. Shields' case number is 23 CF 1579.
Hello, Mr. Shields.
Your Honor, we have reached an agreement with the state, if I may just pause for a moment to grab that.
Certainly.
Your Honor, the agreement is going to, and this is going to be a plea to a lesser included to absolve the need to file an amended information. It should have been filed like this. There was some issues with the statute number getting mixed up. So instead, he'll plead to a lesser included of a simple possession of a controlled substance. That statute number is 893.136A. He'll be pleading no contest. And it'll be a withhold of adjudication, 2 years of probation, $40 per month cost of supervision, $610 in court costs, $150 cost of defense. He'll need to submit to a substance abuse evaluation, a recommended follow-up treatment within the 30 and 60-day periods. He'll need to submit to random urinalysis while he's on probation, complete 24 hours of community service work, and either maintain gainful employment or show proof of 3 job applications per week. May I approach?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And we'll need to file a score sheet, Your Honor, but this is obviously with the guidelines.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Shields, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Shields, did you read the plea agreement?
I did.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a
Yes.
yes? Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes.
Mr. Shields, I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld. You're sentenced to 2 years probation. You'll need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision, court costs, $150 public assistance fee. Submit to a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days from today.
Mm-hmm.
If any treatment is recommended, begin that within 60 days from today.
Yes.
Submit to random urinalysis, not have any drugs or any other medications without a valid prescription. Perform 24 hours of community service work, obtain gainful employment, or do 3 job searches per week.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, I have one that's an inmate and I have one other out of custody, but I need to speak to Mr. Snell before I resolve that. But I want to get them headed over to probation.
Good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, sir, Mr. Shaw.
Good morning, Judge. Tim Shaw. The only case I have on the docket today is John Brooks O'Neill, 23 CF 1121. We've got a waiver for Mr. O'Neill. I was going to have him here this morning because I thought we were going to have it worked out, but he had a fall last week. He's 81 years old. And, I talked to his wife, and he's got some medical issues. The only thing we're waiting on is an updated estimate for the restitution, which I think will resolve the case. The initial restitution estimate that we had included a bunch of other things that were not part of the alleged offense, and I think that's getting resolved now. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. We're just waiting on updated restitution amounts that we can provide it, and then once that happens,
I don't think we
term
need,
is just the restitution.
do we need to go a full continuance? Or
If we can, and then if we get that number beforehand, we'll put it back on like
Well,
April 8th.
Last week I said trial, well, it was trial next time, so yes, we can continue it once.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Cassie Reed. I am also covering for Mr. Cotton. My clients today were excused because they were set for status, and Mr. McBay, who is Mr. Cotton's client, is in another institution. I will take Mr. Cotton's case first, if that's okay, so I don't forget. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That is Sean McBay, 23 CF 835. Mr. McBay was indicted federally, and I believe the state has an announcement.
At this time, Judge, the state would announce an all cross in identical charges that he's entered to be in federal court on.
Okay. The case is dismissed.
Okay. And moving on to my cases, Your Honor, I have Manuel Paniagua, 23 CF 2230. We left his case on for today for PTI status. We are still, Mr. Gomez and I, we were awaiting restitution, but we've agreed to just reserve on that amount. So now it's just getting the referral and the paperwork. So if we could probably set it on a miscellaneous date for that paperwork to be filed.
Why don't we just continue it one cycle?
And then move it up?
Yes, ma'am.
We can do that, yes, Judge.
So it's May 13th.
Okay. May 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, May 13th. All right. And then my last two cases, Judge, are Victoria Perez, that is 23 CF 1105 and 23 CF 1683. We left this on for status to see if a global resolution could be reached. We do have a deposition of the main investigator in 23 CF 1683 set for April 25th. So at this time, I would like to continue it one cycle. Mr. Gomez, myself, we're going to have one more powwow meeting of the minds to see if we can reach a global resolution prior to that April 25th date. And if we can, then we'll just bring it up, just like Mr. Paniagua, for a resolution.
It's continued.
Okay. And that concludes my business before the court. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Reed.
Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks.
Mr. Patel.
Good morning, Judge. I have two cases on the docket. The first one, Jay Patel and Tim Shaw on behalf of Elijah Knight Sutton. Judge, his case and my other case were set for today in hopes that we could get all the details worked out for an agreement. The state and I agree that if we can put it on April 8th to get that done.
Okay.
Then the next case, Jay Patel on behalf of Trent Austin Tolbert, the same thing, if we can put that to April 8th to get those details done.
Yes, sir.
I have nothing further, may be excused.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Judge.
Mr. Patel. Ms. Merrifield, good morning.
Judge, I'm going to take my out of custody in person.
Okay.
The first case, and these will be under Mr. Flaherty, is Lisa Shaw, 23 CF 2322. And Judge, we've reached an agreement, if I may approach.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Ms. Shaw, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. And just give me a moment.
Just talk right.
Looking at the score sheet. And then the plea agreement. Okay. Ms. Shaw, did you read the plea agreement?
I did.
Do you understand it?
Yes, I do.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
I did.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Yes,
Are you satisfied with her representation?
I am.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Shaw, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty on count 1. You're sentenced to 24 months probation. It's actually on counts 1 and 2. You'll need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision, the court costs, perform 48 hours of community service work, which may be bought out at the statutory rate. You will consume no alcohol or have any possession of any drugs without a valid prescription. You will need to continue your current counseling therapy program, have no contact with Brent T. Randolph, no trespassing at AJ's Oyster Shanty, 108 Santa Rosa Boulevard in Fort Walton Beach. The court does award restitution, but reserves jurisdiction to determine the amount of that restitution if the state files a petition or a motion within 90 days from today. As I stated before, count 2 is 24 months probation. That's to run concurrently. All of these probations are to run concurrently, run at the same time. You'll have, regarding count 2, you'll have no contact with Y.L. I assume that's a minor? Ms. Merrifield?
It is not. We did not want to provide the full name, so we provided it via initials.
Okay, so how is probation going to know if they violate that?
If you could just give me one
Yes, ma'am.
moment. Can we approach on that matter, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
Just stay right here.
Bill, after this. There's also restitution is awarded, but jurisdictions reserved for 90 days in count 2. Count 3, sentenced to 11 months, 29 days probation. Again, that's concurrent. And count 4 is 60 days probation. Again, all the sentences are to run concurrently, run at the same time, so it's a total of 24 months probation.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait, hold on one second. We said no alcohol, no drugs. Also, you'll need to submit to random breath tests and random urinalysis. Otherwise, they won't know if you're violating, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And the next out of custody I have, Judge, is Simon Warden, 23 CF 1039.
Hello, Mr. Ward.
Mr. Ward is present and approaching. And Judge, if we may also approach on this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us
For trial, so I'm looking to go to trial. After talking to your attorney, Ms. Merrifield told me that you've been accepted into Veterans Court. So I wish you the best in that court. Just for my purposes, I'm going to roll your case over to May 13th. That's just to make sure it doesn't fall off all of the dockets. Once you're in Veterans Court, then it'll fall off of my docket. Veterans Court, as you know, or as you may know, Judge Maney started that, first one in the state. Then the law became named after him, Veterans Court. It's a great process. It's a specialty court is the term that they use. And they have a lot of tools that I don't have. So I wish you the best, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And I do have an inmate case, but I'll take that up later on this morning if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Noakes?
Judge, he's got a new case.
Okay.
And so this case needs to be continued to match the other one he's got, and you said it's April 11th. He believes he's got pretrial with you on April 11th. Is that, no, that's Judge Ketchel, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not, I don't
Oh.
have one. Mine is May 13th.
I got a
Clerk,
letter.
see.
I just got a letter a couple days ago, and it said April 11th.
Okay. So Mr. Kleins has been appointed in that case, and the first appearance is, okay. So I'll see you for arraignment on April 11th, but then I'll see you on this case on May 13th. Mr. Nopes will talk to the public defender, see if they're going to conflict off of your case. If not, then the two of them will see how they're going to handle both your cases. Okay?
What about that? I guess
So I'll see you on April 11th.
we'll have to put it on another day, but I'll look at that and talk about pretrial. What is that? Pretrial release? Yeah. Okay. I'll come talk to you about that, okay? That's a little involved. Take a little bit to explain.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, this is Patrick Medina. Judge, I'd like to hold him for a little bit this morning, so maybe the state and I can come up with something creative to get it resolved.
Okay. Mr. Medina, Mr. Nopes, you know, there's limited capacity now that they're doing transport. You think you can do that before 10:30? My understanding they're leaving, the bus is leaving at 10:30.
At 10:30?
45 minutes.
Well, probably not, because obviously they're going to be busy.
Well, then Mr. Medina needs to remain. Okay. So Mr. Medina, I'll see you later today. Okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you. If any of the private counsel or even the state has a cell phone number for Mr. Cobb, please tell him to get on Zoom now.
If I'm not mistaken, I texted him about another case. He said that he has a Zoom hearing at 9:30 a.m.
With another judge?
I don't want to speak for anything.
Gotcha,
I'm just
gotcha.
relaying what I was told.
Okay, just tell him that I'm telling him he needs to get on Zoom.
He said he's going to plan on being here at 10, is what his goal was.
Okay, good. Well, okay, if you just want to text him and say, Judge Brown needs to see you at 10. How's that? That'd be great. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Judge, on Mr. Darnell Miles's case, 22 CF 1659, Judge, you'll remember we had the hearing about the deposition. We got the order entered, and then now we've agreed, based on schedules, that it's going to be June 12th before we can get the depot done.
Wow.
You know?
Okay. So then, Mr. Miles, I'll see you back here no later than July 8th. I know that seems like an eternity as you're standing there in a jumpsuit. Mr. Nopes, if there's any way you can move up those, please do.
Well, I think it's Ms. Berrickman's schedule problem, but I guess the PD's got a bunch of things scheduled, so you know how that goes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And Judge, you want me to take out of custodies?
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. Judge, I've got Jaden Lovett. Mr. Lovett is present. Judge, if I may approach.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello, Mr. Lovett.
How you doing, Mr. Brown?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Judge, Mr. Lovett's got 3 cases on the docket, 2020 CF-2867. As the plea agreement shows, we're going to enter a plea to a lesser included offense to the 3rd-degree felony burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. And the petty theft stays the same, and the theft of the firearm in count 3 stays the same. We're additionally pleading to 2020 CF-2869 as charged and 2020 CF-2870. The understanding with the state is that adjudication would be withheld. He'd be placed on probation 18 months, which would terminate upon the payment of all the restitution and cost. All the special conditions are listed.
Yes, sir.
The only thing that's not on there is that we would ask the court to consider waiving the cost of supervision, because he needs to get the restitution paid.
Okay. Mr. Lovett, if you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lovett, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lovett, how much money do you make per month?
Say like, well, I work as security at Bahamas in Tallahassee, Florida, and they pay me like 500 every 2 weeks.
Okay, so $2,000 a month?
Yeah,
Okay.
500 every 2 weeks.
500 every 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
Every
Okay,
2
not
weeks, yeah.
Okay, so $1,000 a month.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Lovett, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty, your sentence, no, wait a minute. Your adjudication is withheld.
Right.
It says adjudication of guilt is withheld, so I needed to finish that. Adjudication is withheld. You're sentenced to 18 months probation. However, that supervision will automatically terminate upon your payment of all of the restitution and the following special conditions. You'll need to pay the court costs on each case number. You need to pay $350 public assistance fee, that's the attorney's fees, in 20 CF 2867, restitution of $780, and that's due to the victim, and that's listed here in the plea agreement. 20 CF 2869, the court awards restitution, but reserves jurisdiction to determine the amount of that restitution if the state files a motion or a petition within 60 days. So that's one that Mr. Nopes needs to try to get that number sooner than later, so that hopefully your supervision, you can pay it, your supervision will terminate before 18 months, because that's an unknown at this point.
Yes, sir.
In 20 CF 2870, restitution of $22 is due to the victim, Tabitha Hall, and her address is listed here. The court does waive the cost of supervision for Mr. Lovett. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
You okay with that? You holding us? What were you going to ask? No, we're going to get you.
Mr. Nopes, do you have a statute number for the lesser included?
Judge, it's the same as the other two charges. The burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, I think is what the,
Okay, are those up top? For the other charges, does it have the statute number?
you said yes to 30 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Judge, if I could approach, and we just agreed to lower the window to 30 days on reserving on restitution, because
Okay.
he's tried to contact the victim, they didn't return calls. So
Okay. Back to Mr. Nopes. And if you'll get the state to initial that. Thank you. So that was 18 months, right? Thank you. Oh, this is the prior one. Got it. And that'll. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lovett. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, he also lives in Tallahassee, and I've explained to him that he needs to meet with probation now. They'll give him a place that he needs to go now here in Okaloosa County, but then they have to ask for a travel permit, so.
Yes, sir.
we
Right,
need
so
to
talk to probation before you leave.
Talk to those folks, okay? Judge, I then have Joe Petit. Mr. Petit's here. Judge, the state emailed me this morning, and they're trying to track down one document from FDLE that they've not got right-handedly. So I agreed to continue that to the next pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor, if you recall, we've had a couple of petitions come through. I believed that we had gotten an FDLE report back that stated there was actually no controlled substances found, which would greatly change our offer in this case. And so in going back and looking through, I wanted to make sure that I had that amended info filed, and I noticed I don't have any of the FDLE. So I immediately tasked my legal assistant with getting with FDLE and make sure that we get that report, because I do believe I believe I've seen a report that states that no controlled substances, and just before I amend the info to remove that first-degree felony, I want to make sure that I have that in my file. So if we can just continue with the one cycle, I do anticipate a resolution next time.
Okay. Mr. Petit, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Wait on me a few minutes. Just wait on me a few minutes. Judge, then I don't think Javier Savio's here yet. No, okay. I've got Carlos Samulin. Did you look at that one? What are we doing?
Hello, Mr. Chamberlain.
What now?
Morning, sir.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes, sir.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured.
I know that you want some closure on your case. The state has asked for the continuance. I'm glad that you're not incarcerated. That would put a lot more pressure on the court. I am granting the state's motion for continuance, so I'll see you back here on May 13th, and then we'll be looking at going to trial after that. Okay? Thank you, sir.
May.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, the next case I have, and I always mess up his last name, is Lucas Simplicinio.
Mr. Simpliciano. Good morning, sir. You come up to the lectern.
Judge, we might need to just pass it for a few minutes this morning. The state and I are still trying to bring it in for a landing.
Okay.
But I'd rather just pass it. I think we can land it today.
Good. That'd be great. I'll see you later this morning.
Wait on me, okay? Judge, I then have Britton Snell. Judge, what are you going to do on Mr. Snell? We had depots, remember? You were going to tell the judge here last week that you thought we could bring it for a round instead of setting up a trial. So
Oh, Mr. Snell.
we'll have to set to try to resolve it. Okay. Judge, the state is asking that it be set on the 21st.
If he believes we can work it out, we can set it on that date and he come see me, or else he can ask for a continuance. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, okay. Mr. Snell, I'll see you on Thursday at 9, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
But that's without subpoenas.
Correct.
And then, Judge, the other case I've got are all inmates, so I'll just wait till they get.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, thank you. Hello, Mr. Sergeant.
Hello.
Good, how are you?
Judge, Mr. Sergeant is before the court today in 4 case numbers, 22 CF 2645, 22 CF 3041, and 23 CF 2453, and a felony violation of probation, which is 20 CF 2715. We have reached an agreement. I've discussed the agreement at length with Mr. Sargent. He reviewed a plea agreement with me last Friday and again today. So the terms of the agreement are in 22 CF 2645. He will be entering a plea as charged. It would be a withhold of adjudication and 2 years probation. In 22 CF 3041, it will be a plea to count 1 for a concurrent 2 years probation. Counts 2 and 3 will be dismissed by the state. In 23 CF 2453, no charges have been filed. The state is going to take no action. In 20 CF 2715, which is the felony violation of probation, probation will be terminated, and the state has allowed Mr. Sargent to keep the withhold of adjudication. Any outstanding terms or financials, and I don't believe that there are any, would transition into the new period of probation.
Okay.
Special conditions of the 2 years of probation would include that Mr. Sargent take all medications as prescribed, continue with the current day program or an equivalent day program, complete a mental health evaluation and any recommended treatment. That would be a new evaluation. Continue with psychiatric services at the Lakeview Center or an equivalent facility. Continue with counseling services at Beyond Expectations or equivalent level services. Complete an anger management course. Mr. Sargent may not own, possess, or access any social media accounts. He may not own or possess any weapons. He may not have any contact with Joe Alonzo, common spelling, Samantha Vandiver, common spelling, Officer Patrick Mooney, or Joseph Kyer, spelled C-A-Y-E-R. No trespass at Radjunct, R-A-D-J-U-N-K, 217B, Miracle Strip Parkway, Southwest, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 32548. Have no trespass at Emerald Coast Martial Arts Academy at 726 Beale Parkway, North Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 32547. Standard court costs will be $515 in each of the new cases. There would be a $100 VOP fee. We would ask that the $100 VOP fee be included in the new period of probation. $350 cost of defense. We would request that the supervision costs be waived. The state has agreed to a withhold of adjudication again for Mr. Sargent in both cases. So it will be keeping the withhold of adjudication on the violation of probation and a new withhold of adjudication in the new period of probation in the new cases. May I approach with the plea agreement?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Sargent, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Sargent, did you understand everything that Mr. McKinney stated today on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sargent, before I go through all these terms, it's really, really important that you've got to follow these things.
Judge, and I may add that when Your Honor sees the score sheet, he will score over 44 points
So
in
it's
this
a
new
downward
agreement.
departure.
It would be a negotiated downward departure.
Okay, so what that means is that if you don't do all these things and you violate this probation and you come back, you walk in the door with almost a presumption of going to prison. There's ways to try to get past that, but, you know, that's a heck of a downside for you. So you just have to make this work this time, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So adjudication is withheld. Two years probation on 22 CF 2645 and 22 CF 3041. That's to run concurrently, run at the same time. The current supervision in 20 CF 2715 is terminated. State's taking no action. So are we dismissing 23 CF 2453, or is that a VOP?
Judge, that is a new law case. I'll defer to Madam Clerk whether it's easiest for the state to announce no action or dismissal.
The state would dismiss that.
Okay, thank you.
That was the intent, yes.
Yes, sir. You'll have to take all medications as they're prescribed. Really important. You'll have to submit to a mental health evaluation and follow any recommended treatment. You'll need to continue with your day program or an equivalent day program. You'll need to continue your psychiatric services at Lakeview Center or an equivalent facility. Continue your counseling at Beyond Expectations or a similar facility. Complete an anger management course. You can't own or possess or access any social media accounts. You can't have any weapons. You'll have no contact. That means directly or indirectly, you can't tell anybody to tell Joe Alonzo or Samantha Van Diver or Officer Mooney or Joseph Care. Can't tell anybody, tell them this from me. That's a violation of your probation. You don't have access to internet, but you can't post anything directed at any of them. That would be a violation of probation. No trespassing at Rad Junk. That means you can't go there. You also can't go to Emerald Coast Martial Arts Academy on Beale Street. The court costs are imposed, a $100 VOP fee, $350 public defender's fee. Court does waive the cost of supervision, and all of the monetary amounts can be paid during the probation. Mr. Sergeant, I enjoy seeing you. I mean, I've seen you out eating at chicken and egg, and it's good seeing you, but I'd rather see you out there than see you in here, because this is work for me. And what that means is I have to follow the law. And as we stated, the law may say you have to go to prison next time if you show back up in the courtroom. So I look forward to seeing you out there. Thank you, sir. And thank you so much for your parents being here.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.